And I had to restart the shit. Like my insurance company was calling. Got to get the insurance. Can't go without the insurance. They bag you up. You ain't got no insurance. Big up Shalom, good brother. Asiatic. It's good. Yeah, instead of me complaining, I figure I'll teach some shit. What books do I recommend starting out with? Well, you can go get my book, A Glass of Water and a Candle. Definitely anything John Mason. If you have the capital, just buy all his books. I think he sells like a package where you can get the whole library for one good boy price. And you would do yourself a good favor. That is reputable information. You know what I mean? His information is scholarly. It's not conjecture. He didn't read some book from some informant for some code, and then he just regurgitating what they said as some book report, because that's what books are, right? They the person never really has actually been in the mix or been in a community that was active like that, to be at constant ceremonies, to see the camaraderie and all these different things. So the person will be like, oh, they'll talk about it, but it's from an informant. You know, they say an informant is somebody that gives you up, you know? I could say anything that he was talking about that didn't have anything to do with the OCHA and spirituality. You know, my beef with him is, so you just to confirm so that you understand the basis. First, Bobby Hemmett got on election and said he had ascended beyond all of this, and the Orishas were nothing more than just archetypes, and that he was in the ethers and he had sex with a couple of Orishas, female Orishas, and he was having a threesome with them. And then the other guy, Larry, started to say that. And just from that is a disrespect, because you don't talk about having sex with Aphrodites like that. You don't talk about having sex with Inanna, or you don't say nothing about Muhammad's girl and none of that. So don't say nothing about mine. Because at the end of the day, tradition is not invasive to anybody. We mind our business. We just not going on a campaign and been missionaries and trying to convert nobody to what we do. You feel me? And so my angst with him was that, number one, he said that, and then when I became an adversary for what he was talking about, he wouldn't address me straight head. He would say little slick stuff. He would talk about my god brother, say little slick things under the, like passive aggressive shit. And because his whole campaign was based on the fact that you didn't have to get, and that's the other part. So you'll pay to become a Mason. You'll pay to become to go to Comic-Con. You will pay to join a Dungeons and Dragons group, you'll pay for all kinds of things. But when it comes to African spirituality, your slaves carry out to the point where you don't trust black people. And so if I charge you for anything religious, you somehow think that righteousness comes with poverty. And if that's the case, then you should go outside and go worship the dudes that hang out at the 7-Eleven because they're godly than the motherfucker. So that be my beef with the quote unquote conscious community. They be like, oh, well, if they charging you, then it ain't the real thing. So I'm just supposed to be scrapping out the fucking garbage can while I save your bum ass life? These niggas is crazy. That doesn't even make sense. That's not even logical. But you give your money to everybody else. You give it to the Gucci man, you give it to the CD man, you give it to the weed man, to the liquor store. You give your money to everybody else, but nobody else will tell you, yo, son, there's a bed in that closet. Don't open that door. You will pay for classes for somebody to teach you how to be rich, and you will never at one time ask yourself why they want to teach me that. So what happens is that these traditions become neglected, not even neglected, they become delegitimized. Because slaves be like, oh, I ain't gotta pay for it. Why? The same way when the plumber come in your house and you got a leak and he come in and he take 15 minutes to fix that problem and he charge you and you go, well, why you charge me so much? He said, it ain't for the time that I've been here, it's for the time that I took to learn how to fix this. My 10,000 hours. Right? Today I'm on my Mickey Mouse shit. So, yeah, man, so like, yeah. So is any of that stuff real? So, I'm trying to break y'all out of the invisible chains that you have around your neck. Because you assume that you could just go read about this and then you will be proficient. And that's not the case. And so you have to go study under somebody. And that requires some humility. That requires you showing up in somebody's house and recognizing that you ain't the big dick in the room. And that you are there to learn and to absorb this person so that in the future you will be able to regurgitate these concepts. But the problem is dudes come around and they be like, yo, I'm a grown ass man, don't talk to me like that. Okay. But there's a way to teach, and there's an assertive way. And in that assertion, because you're dealing with something that, do you take it seriously? Do you take it seriously? And you know, for us as Gen X's or whatever, we came from, born in the 70s, born in the 80s, 90s, we grew up watching karate movies. And the karate movie, a lot of it in the time that you have to watch it, but the guy ain't never just go out there and start doing kung fu. He had to go learn. He had to humble himself. He had a master. Y'all don't want no masters. Everybody want to come in and get right to the kung fu stuff. They don't want to learn how to wash the dishes. You know what I mean? How to count the chopsticks. None of that. They just want to get right in, and then I'm supposed to teach you, you know what I'm saying, the death palm, and then just let you go out in the world and just do whatever you want with it. Not likely. So, I say this. Not because it's my brand, because it's what I've created to be the most effective. A glass of water and a candle. Now, you may run across one of these funny new scholars, and they'll tell you, oh, Lukumi don't got nothing to do with spiritualism. They're a damn lie. Right? Now, it has nothing to do with what's coming out of Nigeria. What is Isheshe? Spiritualism has nothing to do with that. And really, Isheshe ain't got nothing to do with you. It's not compatible to your lifestyle. And you can do whatever you want. Everybody has their opinion. I'm just speaking on bold facts. The system, and that's the other part. So I hear these people and they get up there and they're scholars and they just speak. And this is why your three major religions don't work. Your three major religions don't work because the unqualified speak about it all the time. The unqualified. So the lady was like, I'm watching this lady, she's having this Orisha class, and she's like, oh, and because the religion is under Ifa. It is not. Ifa is a component, it is a byproduct of Orisha traditions. It is not older than any of the Orisha. I promise you this. So, Ifa is a formidable divination system. It is the perfection of Dilogun, which means it cannot have come first. That's just logical. It's just logical. As much as you want, the tree that bears fruit came from a seed. And that seed is Dilogun. But that's not for me. I'm not even going to take up that fight because I don't care to. It's either you know or you don't know. But don't let them fool you. Ifa is a formidable compartment of Orisha tradition. Now, outside of Nigeria, and when you come into New World diaspora traditions, when it comes to Lukumi has all of the factors in it. It has possession, it has trance, it has call and response, music, it has diet, it has aesthetics, it has divination, folklore, language. And this is why the people who insist on Isheshe but somehow find themselves at the Lukumi dance class or at the Lukumi song class. Because they have no way to distinct. There's nothing distinctive aesthetically about what comes out of Nigeria any longer. Because we fail to realize that Nigeria suffered from colonialism. That Orisha that you see there today is not the same Orisha that was there before the colonists got there. It is infected with Islamic and Christian edicts and ideas. So there's no way it's older. No way. And when you hear me, and I am critical of things in Nigeria, that doesn't mean that I don't love that place. Never been. I have no reason to go now because my liaison is dead. I don't trust nobody over there for them to take me over there at this point. Maybe with the exception of my brother Omar. But the rest of them dudes, they couldn't take me over there. Because I don't trust them and I don't know what their agenda is. Right? But my informant, Baba Lloyd Weaver, as a black American, a Pan-Africanist, in all Orisha of New York, I trust his perspective more than anybody else's. And so, my critique is just that. It's to be critical. If I'm not critical, then I don't love you. I don't care about you. You don't exist. And so, for every person that decided that with a conscious mind, with a choice, was like, oh, I'm not going to deal with Lukumi, I'm going to go with Isheshe, I'm going to need you to go move to Nigeria for a minimum of 10 years. I'm going to need you to do that so that you can contribute to their economy, so you could be well groomed in their ways, so that you can learn the language and speak conversationally with them. I'm gonna need you to do 10. You need you to commit 10 years over there. Don't come home. Stay there for 10 years. And don't come back till you can hold the conversation in whatever dialect of Yoruba that you live near. I'm gonna need you to do that. Because if not, you're a hypocrite. Because you would take from there, but you won't contribute to there. Because they have more than enough Christians and Muslims over there. And so, why would you not try to be a missionary to them? Try to convert them back to their tradition. Instead, you would take from there, bring it over here, and then try to hoodwink me and tell me that I ain't African. Meanwhile, you can't speak the language and you can barely say my name correctly. You can barely say my name correctly. But you want me to come and get out of here. You sound crazy. You sound crazy. You sound like you are suffering from identity disorders. See, because I'm Oba because my mama named me that. I ain't got no choice in that. And I accepted it, that I never tried to change it. In the street, yeah. But my name always been the same. Whether they put an R on the end of it, whatever. So my question is, why are you listening to these guys? See, again, so like, bro, you asked me, does he say anything correct? And my question to you is, why would you listen to somebody that has no expertise in anything and has not pledged allegiance to nothing? You know, when you decide that you're going to be an Egyptologist or whatever, and you decide to go to school for that, and you go over there, and you travel, and you go over there, and you study, you dedicated yourself. You swore allegiance to that. But if you just read the book, I mean, I could be like, yo, I'm going to be a dentist. There's plenty of books on dentistry. I'm sure I can figure out how to take your tooth out. But would you let me? That's the question. Would you let me? Would you let me give you a root canal because I just read the book? And that's what you have to ask yourself. So this is when they start to put words like pseudo on top of our... So this is what happened to your man, to Goatface. He was up there talking about this and that and the Bible and I'm the foremost. And they was like, all right, we're going to test your gangster now. And then he got broke up. And then there had to be people that was really like, oh, no, man, they attacked the brother. No, he's ignorant. He jumped the gun. He said something about what he was not built like. And I see it all the time when it comes to Risha stuff. So this is why I got a problem with Ifa Tunde. Because you ain't got Ifa nothing. The last time I seen him, he was up there, he had all kinds of fucking bracelets on. Like, you are a culture vulture. But what do I know? I'm a hater. I'm mad. I'm mad. I'm mad because I can't get my hair done right now, but I ain't mad. Because what the universe has to reveal, I'm very clear you'll never see that shit. And a lot of the people that be talking about Orisha stuff, today online are remedial at best. They are remedial. They're going to give you the same skeeter over and over again. Elegba is the trickster. Ogun represents war. Oshun is love. That shit is like Lucky Charms. You stupid. Yeah, what's good, Ross? You stupid. You listen to that shit. That shit is like Lucky Charms. Oshun is love. This shit is like the Thundercats. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Listen, that shit is not real. And again, I can speak to it as a victim and somebody who championed it. I was a victim. We only had William Bascom books to tell us about their reaches. We thought we knew. Shango and all that shit. Yeah. And it's not until you are fully versed in Odus, in Oriki, in Solution, do you really truly get to even glance at the Orisha for a moment. So I got Chango made for a few years now. I still don't know that nigga. How about that? How you like them apples? Snapple? I still don't know. I know when he in the building, yo. I know when he's in the building, and I know, you know what I'm saying, when he's talking to me. But do I know him? No. Not enough to be like telling his business. So it amazes me. So boom, I was at this drumming one day recently, and there was a young woman singing. She ain't got no OCHA made, and that was just blasphemous off the rip. Like, I couldn't imagine me not having no OCHA and trying to sing in front of Punta and the niggas in front of a drum. Ooh. Anyway. So, she was singing to some Orishas, and they were out of order in the context of how the order of the line of goes. And afterwards, I'm like, nah, man, you ain't got it. And she didn't understand. And it dawned on me later, like, you singing to an Orisha that I'm very, very clear. I know for sure you ain't never seen in nobody's OCHA room before. How about that? And if that person had it, there are questions of where they got that shit from and who gave it to them. So there be people when they be singing and they singing the song, you don't know what you're saying. I know you don't. Because it took me all my life to just get a peek to have a little bit of understanding of what they're talking about. I know you don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And it's not out of arrogance. It's called time and experience, my nigga. You just graduated from fucking medical school, and I've been a surgeon for 25 years. You ain't fit to tell me nothing. You got to go sit down. Go sit down, son. Have a seat. Because all you've been talking about is hypothetical at this point. You ain't been in the mix. You ain't been in the surgery room. You don't know what's going to happen. So what you're not going to do is just get to run the show. Because you ain't the big homie. And that's what's going on in the world. On to some lighter shit. They might turn my TV off if I say this too much, but a couple guys be coming home from jail, be a couple of movements, like really like real dissident criminal activity that's been celebrated to the point that it got its own show on TV and all that. And I have to ask myself, was that whole movement already government contrived? You out there listening? You know what I said? One of them just got pardoned by the current president. Any advice?
Bang, bang. Shit like that.
Spiritualism. Anybody that takes my advice will understand how much jewelry I be giving you when I keep saying that. And it don't require you to get possessed. But you put enough time into that shit, I promise you, you will be different. You'll be a mystical motherfucker. All day. This is what I've been not parade. I have not shoved, go get initiated, make OCHA. I did not tell you to run to Ifa to no Palo Mayombe. I'd be like, yo, go and get a glass of water and a candle. Start there. Stay there for a moment. Stay there for a moment. Don't be trying to go do. You don't know that shit yet. Well, God bless you. He studied under my godfather, so he's supposed to know something. So I don't know. Fuck that nigga. Cause that go back to what I be talking about. Motherfuckers be ready to do shit but don't know how to do nothing. You no monta hacer nada, porque you don't. What have you done that's mystical? You know what I mean? Like, so you see me on all this running my mouth on this internet and all that. Them niggas sold me that shit 20 years ago on my time. I promise you. I mean, I was like, oh, you gonna be around the world talking about this shit? Okay. And I had never done no lectures. I didn't wasn't giving nobody no books or nothing. I just was doing my thing. So, yeah. Me being as a godparent in Palo, I wasn't looking for that. My godfather was like, yo, enough. Don't bring the niggas to my house no more. And I was like, a word? He was like, yeah. I was like, what am I supposed to do? He was like, you read them. And I was like, nah. He was like, nah, you ready? When it came to the time, and he was like, all right, my nigga, no more streets. And I was like, what you talking about? He was like, nah, son, you gotta do this full time. I listened to what he said, and my life has improved. So, like I said, you know, they have a saying in the land of the blind, Cyclops is king. Be careful. Just because he can see don't mean he got two eyes. Anyway. So, a glass of water and a candle. And you might not get possessed, but you keep doing that shit and you get somebody else to sit down and maybe one of them motherfuckers get possessed and tell you a message. How about that? But at least you'll know how to conduct the shit and know what they're supposed to do and how to get rid of them motherfuckers. A glass of water and a candle. Right? I should be a millionaire right now. As many people that be like jocking all this Orisha stuff. I put out a coloring book, and I ain't my bank account don't show that. So I'm just doing my destiny. Say, I just write my little books. You like them, I love them. Okay, you know what I mean? I ain't trying to convince nobody nothing. Don't come to my house. You ain't got to bother with me. I am not a good godparent. I promise you that. Send you on your way. You're going to get. Right? Because niggas are coming to you. They come. This is the problem that the tradition has, that it attracts the gutter bugs. So niggas want to come. They want to know whether the girl cheating. Feel me? Women want to put a spell on the nigga so he don't sleep with another chick. Petty, petty, petty. Right? Or nigga done did some stupid shit and now he want me to get him out of jail. Come on, son. You throwing rocks and rice at the prison and you want me to do the divorce. Nah, homie. You married that. Because they don't listen. And what happens is, niggas, they're not believers. They don't believe in anything. And it's unfortunate because life has beat niggas up that they don't believe in nothing. They've been taught not to believe in anything. And so, did you do one miracle for them? They want to see 3. Before they get it in your head, they'll be like, yo, let me listen to what this dude be talking about. Then you get the niggas who always been haters their life. So they come around and they're like, well, why you ain't rich? Nigga, if I was rich, I wouldn't know your bum ass. I be doing whatever I'm doing. I ain't giving you no reading, you sucker. What are you talking about? That's the stupidest logic ever. So why you ain't rich? If I was rich, you wouldn't know me. I be killing my chickens all on my own. I had a farm, I had a greenhouse in the back of my crib. You would not know me. Right, I need a costume. That's the problem. I need a costume. I'm gonna come out on some sunrise shit. Y'all niggas gonna love me. I'm gonna have my hair out like Jesus. Right? I'm gonna put all the beads on. Right? I'm gonna get some tattoos on my face with some symbols. Okay? And then maybe you'll listen to what I'm telling you. I'm gonna start to calcify the bottom of my feet so I can walk barefoot. Yeah.
No. Put your feet in the camera and angle it so that it's just your feet in your head.
I'm telling you. Because you don't believe a nigga. And you know what it is? It's because I look like a nigga on the corner. They look at this nigga. He looks like he sells drugs. Right? Meanwhile, your man's in them, every prayer he got is in the book. Right? You can just read that shit over and over again. That nigga ain't got nothing. He don't know what he's saying. Yeah? Oh, and then, like I said, the little girl was like, I told her, I was like, yo, you singing something. That shit ain't right. She's looking at me like, I'm like, baby girl, I got Chango man. I'm trying to tell you, you insulted the nigga. She's like, she scrolling my face over at me. I'm like, okay. All right. Now go ahead and try that shit in Miami or New York City. Them niggas gonna run you out of there. They'll cut you off. Guido! They're gonna cut you off. They're gonna stop the drum. They're gonna start over. They're not gonna hear what you're talking about. Oh, this is not it. Dake. Right? So, and I'm the jerk though. All right. What I can guarantee is what I do, the cats before me was doing that. We ain't got no new shit. Yeah. This shit is straight tradition. Now, am I willing to let you come in and cross-pollinate with some other shit? Not at all. Not at all. So, It's good, Mike. I gotta talk about the pineal gland and the melanin and the ancestral.
How we connect to the Tesseract.
Oh yeah, I gotta download the Tesseract. Now, I've said this and I'll say it again. All your comic books, right, don't got nothing to do with the today and the now. None of it. So, I'm talking about this pseudo professionalism that's going on. So I'm giving this is a recent news. I'll be trying to tell you what's about to happen. Okay? So there's been an influx of Cubans from the island. And they play the drums and they dance the folklore shit and all that. Now, not all of them know what they're talking about. Don't let them fool you. Right? And the other part is that the Hispanic community, or the Latino X community, whatever you want to call it, in general, I'm not singling out any island or any country, has had an influx of Nigerian conceptual information. So that you'll see they be in Mexico and they look like they came out of Nigeria, but they're just white. Man, what's going on here? Okay. Then I saw a video on TikTok and they had some people and they were talking about how they was trying to bring the local mask and all that, and I was like, you don't even get enough possession at your drummings to be talking about that. And it's novelty. In the diasporic community, we require transparency. Masquerade, it does not connect with our psychology. And the reason being is there was a betrayal in the government and the clerical positions from the places in which we came. There was a betrayal. Somebody sold us. Somebody betrayed us. In that betrayal, us reconnecting with our traditional deities, we need to see them face to face. A masquerade is not acceptable. I don't know who's under there. And I can't hold you accountable for false prophecy. So, you go to a drumming and you are about to lose your apartment. You are 3 months behind. And no fault of your own. Some job or somebody owe you some money and they just ain't paid you. And now you behind 3 months in your rent. And you go to the drumming and somebody's Orisha come down. Shango come down. And he tell you to make that bow to him. Because at the 25th hour, he gonna make the money come. And you make that a bow. And that money don't come. And you end up in shelter. Now people will try to rationalize, oh, maybe you didn't do the bow correctly. Oh, it's bullshit. No. He didn't give me a real solution. And if he didn't address my needs right then and there, I have to question the possession. Like, was that really him? So I give you an example. I was going through a situation where my rental company, my realty company, was trying to overcharge me outrageous, you know what I'm saying? fees, and I was going to court with them. And so I got one foot in the crib and one foot out. And I go to my Risha, and Oshun says I want a drum. And I'm like, baby girl, I ain't got the money for that. She's like, I got you. So I spend the money. Now that money I spent could have just fixed all my rental problems. But I had faith in them. I played the drum for them. I hired a dancer. When it was all said and done, I moved into another place with the number in the conversation that she gave me on the map. Shit, that person I hired to dance on show, that shit was real. So, I need to see this Elegun, this horse, this possessed, this medium. I need to see their face. So that the next time I see them, I'm not fitting to acknowledge them. You gave me that bullshit at Bo and I was outside homeless? And get out of here. I'm not saluting you again. Acknowledge I ain't gonna ask you nothing. Right? But in the masquerade, I don't know who's in there. And so in Lukumi, it is very, very, because you'll see the gradual. In Brazil, they got a little beaded crown. In Haiti, sometimes they put sunglasses on the law so that you can't look in their eyes. Lukumi, nah. I want to see your face. You really possessed? Tell me something. You jumping around here, making all scene. You drinking up the rum and smoking the cigars. Tell me something. And what you're seeing in Orisha community thus far is that less and less are the Orishas coming down. They don't want to be bothered. And let's not talk about all the things that are in the sky that may be preventing them, all the frequencies that are cutting across our skylines and all of that. All the emissions, everything that's emitting something, some kind of frequency, may be creating a static between us and the Orisha. Maybe the Orishas are tired of being mocked. Every time I go on TikTok, there's a little boy or some guy dressed like Shango, dancing like Shango, and making the noise like he's possessed. That's called mockery. He goes, yeah, you're not possessed. Why are you pretending? Why are you imitating the possessed person like that? You're supposed to just be dancing. So that the only thing I see on TikTok is little boys dressed up like Chango, that they putting all that macho shit on him, and ultimately in the future he might turn around and have an alternative lifestyle. Because y'all just told he's Shango, he's macho. Right? So, I don't get caught in all of that. I'm watching as people are degenerating the tradition. I'm cool because I know what I know, and what I'm going to do is continue to stay the same way. If you hang out with me, then you'll get this jewelry. Because I would like nothing else than to be able to sit down and let some other niggas do the shit correctly. You know, the conductor learned how to play all the instruments so that he could sit back and guide everybody else and hear his masterpiece. So, in 20 years, you're not going to be able to recognize any of this shit. It will be so diluted, it will be the equivalent of how the three major religions have become diluted with so many different ways and truths. I have no issue with these shit, but it just don't belong here. Because ain't no Lukumi over there in Nigeria. So what you doing over here? You're late. If you wanted to convert us, you were supposed to did that in the 1800s. You didn't send a boat. You didn't send not one revolution here to the Americas or any place in the Caribbean to assist black people in their liberation. Not one time. So now, do you get to now come on my block and sell on my block? Nah, you don't. Just because you come from Colombia where they make the motherfucking cocaine, it don't mean that you just get to come on my block and sell it. Make it make sense. I'd be a fool to move to Brazil right now and then be trying to convert people to do for me. That's culture vulture stuff. For real, for real. It's culture vulture stuff. Alright, you know, they can like me or love it. I don't care. I'm gonna do this regardless. Man, I got a whole bunch of Orisha in my living room. In my OCHA. I can play OCHA just by myself. Yeah, I mean, they're out of bounds. They don't belong here. You brought a system here that doesn't plug into my fucking outlet. You tell me, yo, son, I'm gonna bring my system from over from UK. Nah, son, keep it over there. I got one over here. And so, and you can see the influence. You all of a sudden, all throughout West Africa now, they selling these pots, and the pots got machetes in them and sticks in them. And like, that looks awfully familiar. And people will say, I don't deal with Lucamine because it's too Spanish. And I'm like, but then you'll go to the Vodun dance class and want to go to Haiti and get initiated over there. But all that shit is French. Hypocrisy. Hypocrisy. So, I'm saying there's no reason for them to come here selling their stuff. And if you love that shit so much, you should be there. Yeah. You can find a rubber ball right off the tree. Oh, of course. He said they came with a full court press. Light piece of progress to you. Light piece of progress to you because you sat there and you watched that interview. Now a lot of people know that, so that you understand that I'm not crazy. He's been in the priest since 1970. That's 54 years. Some of the people who are practicing today, their parents is in their 50s. So that means he's been doing this for 54 years. The original books written in English by anybody that was black were written by him. I said, Baba, what do you think about the Ifa insurgency? He said, good word. That's a good way to describe it. So, I'm not popular. I'm not famous. I don't got 87,000 followers or nothing. I get banned on Instagram. That's why I don't say nothing no more, because they be shadow banning me, even if I'm on somebody else's thing. If you don't see what that means, that's on you. Okay. I'm a direct obstacle to their bag. bag that you don't need to be paying. Not to them. They didn't give you this tradition. You don't know this tradition because of some Nigerian niggas. No, sir. Stop that right now. You didn't even know what a Nigerian was 20 years ago. What we talking about? Huh? And I'm not saying that to be facetious. Let's talk about our culture. Black people couldn't separate one African from the other. To the old Nigerians. Now you know what they are, but you didn't know what they was 20 years ago. I've been dealing with these people for all of 40 years. They never came through. It's like, oh, we got this religion to save y'all. They was not selling that shit. Until they figured out that black people was just that they got hip to this shit. Then they started having a now they listen. You can believe me or you don't have to believe me. The truth is right there in front of you. The truth is right there in front of you. And there's a lot of people that don't like what I say because it affects them. Because you have to look at yourself. You have to look at how easily black people will culturally appropriate something else in the name of God. So I don't need to put on a dashiki for you to understand that I believe in African principles. One don't got nothing to do with the other. Because I'm very clear that none of my people control any of them industries. So I'm very clear about that. So it's the same thing when you see brother and he all of a sudden he become Muslim and now all of a sudden he's dressing, he got the henna in his beard and he's taking on all these cultural things. Okay. And he talk different. It's the same thing when a man come out of the closet. Before he came out the closet, he was like, yo, what's up, bro? You like, what's up? 2 years later, he come out the closet, he like, hey, how you doing? You like, what the fuck happened to him? It's the same thing that I see when I see people. You came through, you had on a pair of jeans, you had on the motherfucking Nike sweatsuit. All of a sudden they made OCHA to you. Now you got on Akbadas and felines. And you like, oh, brother, Ashe. You are having a fucking psychosis. Yeah, you trading places. Merry New Year. What? Because as much as I go to Cuba, you don't see me with no Guayaveras on and no Kangos and no pointy shoes. That's just a fact. You don't see me up here singing Rumbas and no. Because I'm not Cuban. I am from Bed-Stuy, my nigga. I put on jeans, sweats, sneakers. That's how I'm going. I am very clear who I am. I got Chapo, man. I got Ganga, all that. I can speak some Spanish, some of that shit. Yeah, all that. But I'm mistakenly, like, all of a sudden, I don't walk around with to the Cubans, I said it. I ain't know I said it. I ain't no fucking Nanigo. I don't have a 5% attribute. I'm not Melquan and none of that crazy shit, my nigga. No, nigga, I am me. I'm OBA. Some niggas call me Oba. Some niggas call me Obar. When my mom was in the hospital sick, she was like, I named you Oba. All right. I never introduced myself anything other than that since then. So I'm very clear about myself. I know I'm not suffering through no psychosis. I've been, I was stuck in a certain neighborhood. I was mentality, in a kamikaze mentality. I suffered through what they call survivor's guilt, all that. I'm very clear who I am. So I don't go and I don't put on no fila, and I don't dress like I'm from Afrobeat. I don't do none of that. Because that's not my culture. If I go to the Bembe or to the Toke, and I got something white, it's clean. It might be a white sweatsuit. It might be white slacks and a white shirt. But what I'm not gonna do is pretend. It's not Comic-Con. It's not Comic-Con. I'm not, I'm put on the Cuban hat and the Guayabera and the pointed shoes and I say, no. Or put the dashiki with the Queen Latifah hat. Ashe, Baba. Ashe. I hope you are well. Ashe. I mean, and you get so magic beans every time them guys put that regalia on. Cause they ain't them. You heard? Cause I seen the niggas, they be all in the Avada. Ashe, sister, yes, queen. And then when she go around the corner, niggas like, yo, son, she got a fat ass. Like, come on, my nigga, which one are you? And so I be like, are you content with niggas selling you shit? It's just not. I don't understand. That's so that when the dude got caught out there by the scholar, that anybody had anything to defend him about? He wrong. Oh, well, I think, so because it's okay for him to use that as a means to prop himself up because he went to the Pilgrims University. But then when the Pilgrims shoot him down, now, we don't use their sciences because, their sciences is pseudo. Which one is it, man? That's like when the Muslim dude got up there and did a whole lecture and said that Allah, it comes out of Allah. He got to see me about that. He got to see me about that. Whether on the phone, face to face, we got to debate that. You're not going to tell me no fucking dried peanuts, homie. What are you talking about? The nerve, the audacity, and the historical negligence to say that my tradition come out of yours, and yours is the youngest of the Abrahamic traditions. You got to be kidding me, my nigga. And nobody's sitting down like, yo, stop. Retire yourself. You sound crazy. Nah. So this is why your man Larry I can't co-sign none of that shit he said. Because it's all hypothetical. If you've never gone through the degrees to become a Mason, you should not be doing the motherfucking books about that shit, my nigga. Because you've never taken the oath. You've never gone through the ceremony. So how do you process something articulated when you've not gone through it? And when it's something that is not instant. My aunt and I had a conversation She said that one of her god sisters, my original Ajibone in the Lekes, Ibaye Tanu, Olamide, Mama Mary Curry. They had a conversation, and Mary told her that it took her 7 years for her to feel Yemaya in her house. My aunt was like, man, every time I walked past my aunt's room, I felt something. So now how does one that never had neither of those experiences speak on those experiences? How do you say something about that? Like, you don't need to get initiation. You could just tap in. What? So, given the fact that we're conscious, that we give the Orishas a consciousness, that they are conscious. I'm consciousness. And I got my own is worshiping me. And you just gonna come through the back door. You better get the fuck out of here. That shit doesn't even make sense. As a consciousness, I'm gonna let you backdoor me because you found the back exit, and now I'm just gonna give you the candy out the back door. That sounds crazy. Maybe I'm crazy, but that sounds crazy. Everybody else is online. Got all the fight paperwork. But I'm gonna let you, who don't believe in that, just come through the back door and I'm gonna give you the candy. Oh, listen, them other niggas are stupid. They just standing online. Are you crazy? So this is why when these guys speak about my tradition, like there was another guy and he said that the magic comes from the Moors, and it's like, he said hoodoo comes from the Moors. I said, what is this? What is this? What is this? What are you talking about? You don't know your history. You don't know. You are talking out your ass.
What does he know?
What does he know? Rade. Oh, Rade. Oh, Rade. What is he talking about? What? What? This is what I'm saying. So, make it add up. I need the math ain't math. You could circle initiation. But initiation, so let's just think about this in terms of going to a job. You got hired, but you just decided to not go to orientation. You just read the book, but you didn't go to orientation. Now you get to the job site, and some other shit is going on from what the book said. Because the orientation was about the fact that in the book, that machine is outdated and we got a new machine and this is how you work it. So you telling me you gonna get the job done? That sounds insane. And too many of y'all listen to these people who have no experience in whatsoever. You can't fix my car if you just got your license to fix cars 3 years ago. You can't. What are you gonna give to me? So you gonna give me a discount? Right, you gotta ask the old head. Oh yeah, how you work this machine? He's like, oh, you ain't going to orientation, did you? Right? Because you so smart, right? And so I have given, and this is a reoccurring thing with our people. Just on some real quick politics shit. Everything that the black man needs, he has been given. He's just ignorant. And when I say ignorant, not that he don't know, he ignores what is right in front of him. They gave you a flag, red, black, and green. If every country, state, and province that was controlled by melanated people, took down whatever flag and put the red, black, and green flag, we already won. And that's for all you nationhood niggas and statuses and all that. Riddle me this. Your flag has to be recognized. It has to be a flag of militarism. Right? We've been given 7 principles of how to conduct ourselves. Seven principles. So that everything else is inconsequential. Unity. Self-determination. That's a very important thing. That tells you that you are responsible for you and you are determined to do what you're supposed to do. Self-determined. So that once you're self-determined, that you know what you came here to do, you can do your collective work and your responsibility. And doing that, you will create a cooperative economic that will fuel your creativity, giving you purpose, and then faith to overcome. That shit's already there for you. You can listen to Kumar. His name is Schoolmar now. That's his new name. You can listen to Schoolmar. You can listen to all of that. But all that has already been given to you. And a flag. And in that is very definitive agendas. Self-determination. So, and now I've given you a glass of water and a candle. Ain't nothing else to talk about. Whether you come from the deep south, whether you come from the Caribbean, whether you come from Africa, a glass of water and a candle makes sense. And with the revelations of things like water today that they've come to understand or to understand that water has a memory, that you could take pictures with water. Glass of water and a candle. I can't miss. You could be in the dark, you're going to hit that every time. This is my point. And you got to figure out who you are by asking the people before you first. They'll tell you. Because again, if you're so smart, you be like, no, but I deal with the sciences. Okay, them stars is dead. They are dead. Every star, the Aquarius, the Pisces, all that shit is dead. So you back to a glass of water, back to dead people. Even if you worship capitalism, my nigga, it's dead niggas on your money. But sometimes it's so simple, it don't make sense, right? So that. Yeah, they was niggas. And that's why I'm president of the Nigga Party platform. And if you've been around and you've been listening to me, because I got videos to go back a long time since I've been on this thing for a minute. I've been saying the same shit. I've been saying the same shit before Charleston came along, before all that. Before Kevin Samuels, I was like, man, who's the house nigga? I gave y'all niggas that fucking puzzle 5-6 years ago. Ain't no swinging dicks past the porch. Who the house nigga? Now, I ain't a smart nigga. This shit just be coming down at the stars, and I be listening. And I won't be just listening to the spirit. I listen to a specific spirit. And that nigga's batting 1,000. Let's be clear about that. So I don't hit you with the, I got to download. And spirit and source told me. I hate that shit. Be like, source? God talking to you. You don't know how insignificant you are. It's be like, source is talking to me. Yeah. Exactly. Count go before Kim, and they don't know about that. These little things that I want y'all to understand that they suppress that shit. They don't want these niggas to be understanding what I'm talking about. Because this shit, it's very logical. It all fits. I told you niggas that Atlantis was under the Sahara 10, 15 years ago. I said that shit. Niggas was looking at me like, what the fuck is he talking about? Alright. You go back to the Urban X. You go back to 363. Anyhow. So we got some projects about to hit the block running. And I just need to know who the core supporters are so I could, you know what I mean, give y'all my attention before all of the bandwagoners come. Because when we drop this other shit, the bandwagon coming. They ain't got no choice. They can't help themselves. But we also, I'm going to start on this thing here. We're going to start just doing prayers. We're not having a misa, but we're just going to do prayers. Feel me? Am I going to do forecasts? Nah. If I, whatever happens, it happens, my nigga. Like I said, we're going to sit down and we're going to just have once a week. I'm going to dedicate a day. We're just going to have some prayers. You know what I mean? First thing with flowers. You know what I mean? I'm going to go through some prayers. We're going to pray for the sick. We're going to pray for the incarcerated. You know what I mean? We're going to pray for the, you know what I mean, unjustly killed. We're going to give out something instead of always asking for something. You know what I mean? And I just got to finish these little projects I got on Mickey Mouse. On Mickey Mouse. See the Mickey Mouse? MICKEYMOUSE. Mickey Mouse. What do you know? Mickey Mouse. Ah, shucks. So, take your time. You want to go someplace that's been established, that's been doing this shit for 20 plus years. Real talk. They ain't been doing this shit 25 years and plus. They really just came on the scene and they got some new shit with them. Feel me? Because, it's interesting now that I see all of the incense girls and they be on these little shows and they be like, oh yeah, and I'm an initiated priest of this. I remember when y'all wasn't. And that stuff that you got, that shortcut, strawberry shortcut you got, ain't gonna help you. Ain't gonna help ya. The milk's gone bad. Feel me? On to better things, though. Lucy Progresso, that's what it's for. Prevention before cure, man. Remember? Again, they be taking the little shit that I say. If you ever sat down on my back, I can't stop it from raining. I'll tell you, get your umbrella. Right? You ever heard somebody else say that? Understand where they got that from. Because I didn't get it from somebody. I got it from a dead person. So that's how I know. When I be like, "Well, you heard what he said?" Oh, okay. Because they know. Tell me where you got that from. Because I can tell you where I got it from. So yeah. And I know my brand ain't for everybody. And that's cool. But take the things I'm telling you and you could go and cash that shit out. You ain't gotta like me. You better just hear what I'm saying and cash it. Test it. Test the shit I'm saying. Test the shit I'm saying. Anything I'm telling you, you can test it. I know come to my house as a spy. The shit saying on the thing. It'd be like this nigga, somebody said that. Oh, all right. All right. Okay, you want to see what I can do? Because I'm going to do it regardless. This is when it's understandable. When this shit wasn't chic, I was doing this. When it wasn't chic, niggas will tell you. Niggas be like, that nigga been like that forever. Even when I was in the street, niggas will tell you. When I be like, yo, son, niggas like, where you going? Man, I'm getting the fuck out of here. And get right up out of some bullshit. That was when I was uncultivated. Real talk. That was when I wasn't listening. I just like, wow, that shit feel funny. Feel me? That was without no rhyme or reason. I'll tell you a story. I had a godson. He mad with me now. Because he tried to get me to kick pebbles. Okay. One day, coming out about to leave out of his crib, he's supposed to drive me home. It was late. I'm like, this nigga drunk. I'm like, all right. Yo, son, I'm about to go home. He's like, all right. So the dead man told me, he said, that nigga changed the locks. I said, yo, my nigga, you got a couple dollars, right? He said, yeah. I said, yo, do me a favor tomorrow. Go and change your locks. He said, why? Now, normally I wouldn't have an answer. Sure enough, he said, why? And the dead nigga said, because somebody got the key. I said, because somebody got your key. He ain't listen to me. Maybe a week go by. I'm over there smoking weed with the nigga. I leave out. Yo, son, you changed them locks? Nah, I was about to do to it. Yo, my nigga, change them locks. You got the money. Don't be lazy. It wasn't about 7 days later. She called. Like, yo, I am. Like, what's up? He's like, I think somebody in my crib. What you talking about? He's like, yo, my door's open. I said, see with caution. He went upstairs finally. Wasn't nobody in there. There was stuff missing. I said, yo, my nigga, did they break the door down? He said, no. I said, then they got the key. Later on, he found out who did him dirty. After I told him that, I'm like, no, who did it to you? He's like, nah. Tell me, man. Nah. Okay. Find out. Point is, he lost a friend, some things, because he didn't listen. All he had to do was go on down, got the locks changed. His homeboy would have came to the door, put the key in there, realized it was a done deal, turned around and went home. And they'd have still been cool. Right? Because you don't know why motherfucker try your luck. He might be desperate. His mama might be in the hospital. He need $4,000 tomorrow. He ain't gonna waste his time asking you. You ain't gonna give it to him. But he know you got $4,000 worth of stuff in there. That nigga might take it. I can't be mad at that. But I would rather you be deterred from doing that to me so that we ain't got never had that problem. Prevention before cure. Right? He could have kept his friendship with his homeboy. You know what I mean? They could have all been like the Three Musketeers. You know what I'm saying? Because you know how that is. When one person violates, it's hard. When you got people and one person violate and make the shit uneven. Niggas be like, damn, son, that. But he did some stupid shit. But if you are smart enough to usurp that shit and see it before it comes, like, hold up, man, this nigga he been, you know what I mean? If my man is a serial philanderer, if he, every chick that he get where he winking at and all that, nigga, you ain't coming around my girl. Chill. Because even if you don't score, I'm like, yo, son, you trying to violate, you trying to use my tool? What's up, man? Nah. Right? Prevention before cure. So this is why you go get a reading, and you get the reading and it tell you, be like, man, keep your heads up with motherfuckers. You be like, nah, he would never. Okay. And then when you get double crossed, you have to understand that that shit is sometimes not personal. The person might really like your ass. They like hanging out with you. They think you the funniest nigga ever. But you just had $20,000 sitting on the motherfucking dresser, looking stupid like that shit is just. And again, you don't know what this nigga going through. He owes some gangsters some money. They ready to kill him. This nigga is shaking in his boots. He can't even tell nobody he owe that type of money. And there it is, you got 50 grand on the dresser, looking fly. Taking pictures with it earlier on Instagram. Oh, yeah. If I don't get you somebody else's money, I'm gonna get it. This is what they, and I'm not saying that this is psychology, motherfucker. I had to understand, I had to learn that after being taken advantage of. You gotta know that if you go over there with a brand new chain, and this is not your hood, I don't care how many schools you went to with this nigga. These niggas gonna rob you. You are a lick. You look, it's easy, and that's the same thing. If you was on the run, and they got $1 million, they gonna give a nigga an M if they tell where your stupid ass is at. You better not talk to nobody, cause I might be like, you know what, that nigga is going to jail. I might as well be M. Richard. I will send that nigga commissary. Because he's gonna go. He's not gonna get out of here. That's not gonna happen. Because if he wasn't, he'd already be gone. So, I known this nigga for 10 years. He gonna be mad. They gonna give him a dog. He'll be alive though. He'll see his grandkids. Let me go. Hey man, that nigga is in the pink house on the corner of motherfucking Mermaid Street. Come get this nigga. And niggas will sell you out because it's $1 million. And it's not because they don't like you. It's not because you did anything to them. It's because you made yourself a fucking plate. And now you gotta go. When you make yourself expendable to niggas, they will just expand you. Real shit. So all of this talking about snitching and all that, you shouldn't be doing nothing with nobody that you can't trust that would even do you like that. You understand? But no, niggas be around what is available to them. So you hang out with the same niggas that's on your block because you don't go nowhere. And then none of these niggas been battle tested. In fact, you probably got more instances where niggas did some sucker shit to you, but you claiming these niggas. You forgot when you first moved on the block, they was trying to kick your ass. Right? And so you start, damn, them niggas ain't your homies. If you don't know a nigga moms and can't go in his crib and go lay down in his bed, they ain't your family. If you don't know his last name, because these niggas be hanging out with niggas, they don't even know his last name. If they didn't go to school with him, they just know him by his street name. I promise you that. Ask some of your kids right now. Like, yo, what's your homeboy name? Nigga be like, JP. He be like, JP, what does that stand for? I don't know. You don't know that nigga? They're gonna leave you in the alley somewhere. We can't hang out if I don't know your last name. If I gotta be in the room somewhere and the niggas come with a piece of paper and I be like, who that? Nigga, you not my man. If them niggas bring a piece of paper and that should say your real name and I don't know that shit, you're not my homeboy. What are these niggas talking about? If they bring me your real name, know it, you're not my homeboy. We ain't friends. Lastly, what I'm gonna end with, I said some slick shit on Instagram. She don't hear me though. What if that whole drug cartel thing was orchestrated by the police from the very beginning? I mean, the fact that they got TV shows, documentaries, you got pardoned by the president. It just don't really math too much to me. You know? Just kind of show up. Just doing it big already. You become a part of the culture, the music. While you're bidding, they make a TV show about you. This all seems real COINTELPRO to me. So I just want you to put that one in the microwave and see how it heat up. I can't trust too much of what I've seen in the last 30 years. Knowing how competent they are in what they call all this AI, if I'm not ignorant, I'm very sure that whatever they're showing us, they 50 years in familiarity. So it just seems too convenient. It seems so too all-American that you brought yourself up from the bottom, you sold drugs, you became famous, you went to prison, became more famous. So I just want y'all, I'm out of here.